Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to our TOM podcast, the Octopus Movement podcast, highlighting founding members of the Octopus Movement. And today I'm super excited to have with me someone that I was really excited to meet because we have similar interests and but there's a totally innovative way that Avigaili goes about it. So I'd like everyone to welcome Avigaili Berg, and also let me give a shout out because this podcast was supposed to be hosted by Grant Harris, who is down with a bug and a fever, and I wish him much healing. So,
Yeah.
Abigail,
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lydia.
So you are a proponent of and a practitioner of vibroacoustic therapy, and I know that there's that you've perhaps gotten this idea from Olav Skill, but you have created your own company called The Sound Well that is all about healing. So I want to first ask you about that and what goes on with that is so powerful.
Wow. Big question. Well, I've always been interested in energy and really understanding how we utilize energy for our lives, for creativity, for just happiness. And I'm kind of an explorer. Do you hear some sound, by the way? There's some sound in the background. Yeah.
I do hear it. I don't know where it's coming from, but hopefully it's not too disturbing to.
So, I'm an explorer, and for many years I was in the high tech, but my other hat was I was a meditation teacher and energy healer, and I was really, observing people in life. And I found that I was doing my master degree in holistic health, and I was looking for a topic for a thesis. And then I found Olav from Norway, and he's really the inventor of the original vibroacoustic therapy. And we became internet friends. And when I told him that I'm moving to the States, he asked me to represent him in the States. And I said, yeah, I love you, but, I don't really know. I need to feel the sound inside my own laboratory. So he sent me a mat, and he sent me his frequencies and low sound frequencies, which is not music. It's low sound frequencies between 30 hertz and 120 hertz. We hardly hear it. And it's not dedicated for the audio. It's inner body massage. And so he sent me the mat, and I was just trying the frequencies on my own laboratory. And he kept telling me, put music aside, be in silence, listen to your body. And, as a meditation teacher and energy healer, I'm really sensitive to all those, I would say, the energy of the cells. And as I put music aside, I really realized what this is all about. And I got to the conclusion that what the world needs now is vibroacoustic therapy, because it's really the easiest and the most effective way to reduce mental, emotional, and physical stress mainly. And all of frequencies help also reduce pain in different parts of the body, insomnia, anxiety, and other conditions. So
Wow.
this is in a nutshell how I created the Sound Well. And in 2018, we really started to manufacture our own equipment, mats, recliners, and assemble vibroacoustic in existing equipment. And I love it. It's my passion.
Wow. And one of the things that I love about your products is yeah, and Karen Ziegler is saying that she had a sound bath at a spa once, and it was amazing. And it is similar in a way. It's just much higher frequencies in a sound bath, but um, they're still actually giving you that massage in a way that's a little more distracting to your ears, but it's a beautiful thing to do. Um, anyway, I love the you have some pets, some bears and things that and I love that, because one thing that we need sometimes to calm down as humans, this is beyond the vibration, but it's just to actually hug and have, that have some pressure back. And this bear actually responds. It occurs to me, and I'll see what you think of this, but um, the earth has a vibration that we don't necessarily hear, but all of the pitches of the birds and the trees swaying in the breeze, and the sand being swirled up, are all in if what we like to D flat minor, there's I actually have written with this in mind, in the pulse of the earth, in my compositions, but taking that as an idea of the energy of the earth and the vibration that the earth naturally gives us. We're at a point in time where so much of the population is in cities and away from that vibration, having barriers to that vibration. And do you think that is partially why this is so apropos to the time right now?
Well, it's a nice observation. I like your observation because by the end of the day, like every morning, I do my walking meditation, and I look at the trees, and I hear the birds and the butterfly and everything. It's orchestra. It's the beauty, the how would I say, the puzzle and the beauty, the mosaic. That's the word I was looking for. The mosaic of Mother Earth and the inhabitants in Mother Earth, including the stones and the minerals and the plants and the animals and humans. And, I believe that even the stones have some type of awareness, some type of awareness. I'm holding my crystal now. I feel the crystal. I feel the energy of this crystal. I feel it's kind of interactive energy. It's not a static energy. So everything is like a beauty in motion. Also, the harmony is in motion. And therefore, whatever we do, we participate. We co-create in the creation. Creation is an ongoing process, and therefore, I think that part of the reason that the world is so crazy is because individuals, and I'm not talking about politicians and all that. That's another story. I'm not going to get into this, but I'm saying individuals really need to understand their responsibility, because everyone inhale inhale, just like inhaling oxygen, and exhale, and we can inhale love and let go and project love, or we can be very stressed and in survival mode. And this way, being in survival mode, which is fight, flight, and freeze, we really project antagonism and conflict. And so that's why in the COVID, when everybody was talking about the pandemic, oh my goodness, everybody was talking, I said, excuse me, but the pandemic is really stress. And this is the elephant in the room. No matter who you are, what you do, what's your age, so stress is really impacting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that everyone needs to be responsible to reduce stress daily. And that's why I love vibroacoustics so much, because it's such an amazing, effective, gentle power to reduce stress daily.
And that allows us to be responsible for our own stress reduction, which ripples out into the world, as does our stress. And we have a lot of stress compounding. So stress is coming from pain, from anguish, from being disconnected from our purpose, from being blocked from like all sorts of, it doesn't matter really what the source is. The what we're talking here is the effect on the mind, body, the person.
Spirit.
Yes, who, and we are, and we're not, we're not just these, floating brains. We are a connected being. When we become disconnected from what's there to soothe us, we need to actually find a way to reduce that stress. So what when did you start to really notice the sort of the macro idea? You can be connected all as part of one, but there's also, we're in a society, and it's easy to be disconnected. A lot of us went through a period of being disconnected, at least in our youth, if we're not there now. More people are disconnected and trying to find that source. So how do you get to when did you get to the point of really noticing that, stress is the overarching thing? You've been a meditation and a holistic health provider, practitioner, giver, and you clearly believe in the reduction of stress. Was there a moment, an aha moment, when you said, that's my purpose, that's what I need to heal in the world?
Wow. Well, I can tell you that there are 2 or 3 people that really changed my life. And 2 of them, before Olive is the third, but before Olive, I don't know if you know about Jiddu Krishnamurti and Professor David Bohm. Jiddu Krishnamurti he was born in India, and the Autosophic organization thought that he was the kind of the messiah of the East. And I don't know if you know about him, but anyway, Jiddu Krishnamurti wrote about 60 books about the limitation of thoughts and about how people are so into their egoistic observation and perception of life, and how society is damaged by that. And so I came across one of his books I was in Israel at the time, and I was reading in Tel Aviv University, and this little book, and I said, "Oh my goodness, wow, wow!" And so I started exploring who he was, and I became a very, I would say, active in Krishnamurti perception, and I also translated to Hebrew the book between him and David Bohm, The Ending of Time, which is a dialogue between a string theory physicist and Krishnamurti, and David Bohm was his student. And those two, the beauty of Krishnamurti is that he was anti-guru. He said, don't follow me, do not follow me, just explore, question everything I say, and learn for yourself. And I love that. I love this concept. And I said, wow, I'm going to start being very, very, I will be in exploration mode in reading what he wrote. And I found myself really getting into energy, into really feeling energy. And it was like a process in me. And I believe that everybody feels energy. And I believe that everybody can really learn to heal themselves. It's just a matter of attentiveness and priorities. It's just like another skill that we have inside of us. And if you give it time and attention and passion, this is the thing, to be passionate about something, then we can really be co-creators and change. And so Krishnamurti and David Bohm really brought me into the beyond the me, into the observing society, observing community, and saying, hey, when we say society or community or country, this is not intellectual. This is the sum up of all the people in that place. Yeah. So everybody needs to be more aware and to contribute to this harmony.
Beautiful. You've left me speechless. The ego is this place where I think we would sometimes defend our ego and that we need it in order to survive. But I would counter that actually, we're never going to get rid of the ego, but it can soften and it can become something that when we're listening, we can just set aside and let it listen to, as opposed to approaching things with ego. And the same thing with those situations in which we're thriving. If we are surviving and we're trying to be in an egotistic way in order to protect ourselves, but we actually find that we soften that ego, and explore, as you said, which is a fabulous word, be curious about and tie in to that whole energy that we're part of. The ego softens away, and there's just, this is like Perry's, the space between thoughts is a place where we don't really have the ego. If we keep those thoughts going all the time, then we get more into the ego and we struggle alone. But it's that space in between, and that lovely idea of us being part of this energy and being responsible for it, that really, I think, brings us to a much more thriving place in our lives. So I love what you were saying.
Yeah, I view, I think that we are pipes of energy. And each one of us was born by a different DNA, different composition of DNA. So we have different look. and then we were conditioned by our parents with the culture and religion and all that. So there is the conditioned mind. So the pipe of energy, like just like a pipe of water, a little by little becomes dustier and not pure. But if we kind of remove the dust from within, and you can call it partly the ego or the conditioned mind, which we are slave to the conditioned mind. So if we can be aware what really create our perception, how do we realize reality? So if we're ongoing in the journey of realizing reality, it's an amazing journey. Then we start seeing what influences what, and I call it the spaghetti, because your thought can lead to the emotions, can lead to your muscle that is hurting. So everything is connected, not only on the outside world, but also inside of us in all their subsystems. So if we find a way to be silent inside of us and remove all the dust and the noise, then wisdom and creativity and love from the universe can really vitalize us and give us the beauty. I believe the beauty on earth is really, it's a matter of approach. How can we see the beauty of in earth, and how we can remove the dust and the noise?
I like to refer to it. I mean, it's definitely beauty and gratitude are closely around this, but I like to refer to it as awe. And there's going out into the world and being able to clear away that dust and to just experience the awe, because we are part of something beautiful, and it's healing itself all the time, and it's healing us all the time if we allow ourselves to be a part of it and not be separate. So I love this. I love this idea and this, what I have as truth. That you have about clearing away this dust. And if somebody wants to take charge of their own serenity, maybe the serenity of someone close to them whom they love, their child, how does one find your services and your products?
Okay, so I'm not going to turn this into a sale pitch.
But I'd love to, just give them a...
Yeah, I'll tell you, really the passion and how things connect in me is that after really exploring so many tools, so many types of meditations, and I've been I really like to explore on myself. So I'm a self laboratory. And I found that the beauty of vibroacoustic is that it really doesn't demand any effort. And as a meditation teacher, I found the paradox of meditation, because when people are so overwhelmed and suddenly you ask them, okay, so imagine you go here and imagine you're on the beach and imagine you're on the top of the mountain. But excuse me, this person is so overwhelmed, it didn't even get to the first stage of silence to go deeper into serenity. And this is a paradox of someone telling someone else with all their good intention how to meditate. And that's why I love Krishnamurti, and I keep resonating. Be your own explorer. And that's why I love vibroacoustic, because it's such a self-help tool. And you lie on the mat, you hug this teddy, which I stream my frequencies from my phone, and one single frequency. It's very, very gentle. It's not boom, boom, boom like those massage chairs that you find in the airports. This is sonic wave that rinse you and hug you from within. And it works on the mental, emotional, and physical in parallel. And that's its secret, and that's its power, because you can just lie, and after a few moments, this is just like you rinse yourself from within, you swing yourself from within, and it acts like a conductor in an orchestra that harmonizes the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual, into one harmonic orchestra. And then you can have the ability to utilize your energy into good things, because if we're in survival mode, we're always running or attacking or angry, so we don't have we just so-called spend our energy on those things. But if we can optimize the usage of energy, so we can really be more patient, listen more effectively, be loving, creative, and all those nice words that are, I believe, I seriously believe in them when you have the capacity to have good energy in you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and I have just kind of a practical question. If we or anybody are sleep with the bear, does the bear it does the bear next to us have the same effect, cause the bed to flow with the vibroacoustic energy? How does that work?
That's an amazing question, because I'm now in a process of patenting a new product that I can't talk about it. But if I take this bear to bed, I can stream one single frequency. Usually the session is for 23 minutes, but if you want to do it more, there is an option to run it in a loop. And then the idea is really, and this is the secret, I'm telling you a secret. The idea is to optimize the usage of this, is to do it the lowest in volume that you can still feel. It's almost homeopathic. It needs to be like, very gentle, ticklish sensation, very, very low, low, low. And then you can have it and you can fall asleep with it. And it's really like hugging you and taking you into dream world.
Beautiful. I suspected something like that might be possible. So, and you are a founding member of the Octopus movement. And what brings you into the Octopus movement with such a with such a love and such a vigor to want to be a founding member?
I find this group, there is something, we're talking about energy. And of course, I don't know personally all the people, and I'd love to talk just like what we're doing now, have a session with everybody just to learn who everybody is. But the whole, like, I do feel energies, and I feel like there is very nice, coherent intention to make a change, not in an aggressive way, in an exploratory way, in creative way, in working together to find solutions. And I call it multi-minds dialogue. Like each one of us is like a spark. We have our own perception, the angle that we were born in, our name, everything is energy of uniqueness, like the blueprint over fingers. However, each one is a spark, and if we dialogue in a multidisciplinary way, like multi-minds, we create this energy and expand perception in this group. And this is exactly what I said at the beginning, that we are responsible to the environment and the atmosphere that we share and we project. And I love this group. I think I see a lot of potential to this group, and I have a lot of ideas. Looking forward to collaborate.
Beautiful. Yeah, you've described the ethos of the octopus movement, and our intention to get together and, as each little dewdrop, which maybe has or has not felt like it's been effective on its own, we're all combining into an ocean of possibilities and infinite wisdom. So thank you so much for being a founding member, and thank you so much for being on the podcast. It was absolutely fabulous to have you here, and I hope that everybody gets to learn about the serenity that you have as your core.
Thank you so much, Lydia. It was a pleasure, and this was really. I wish you well, and yeah, let's do things.
Absolutely. Let's do things.
Okay, take care. Thank you again, and everybody.